joining us now here at SoFi Stadium, the president of Liga MX, Mikel Arriola, along with Herculez Gomez, myself, Sebastian, Salazar. Mikel, first things first, how about this atmosphere? Almost 70,000. This place is packed. It is loud. It is great, isn't it?
This is great. This is a great example of the union of the two leagues. We're going to play the big tournament next year, but sending this message today that we are the only leagues that can have full attendance in an NFL stadium, that's huge, with 4 teams that are the most important, or 4 of the most important teams of our leagues.
Well, obviously you want to capitalize off this rivalry, Liga MX, MLS. What is it about this rivalry that makes you think you can capitalize on?
First, that the fan base of Mexican teams in the US is a unique phenomenon. You don't see that in any pair of places in the world. And the development of MLS in terms of competitiveness has been very impressive. So you can see now games that are very competitive, and you can see mixtures of cultures and mixtures of fans. You can see today guys with a cap of Galaxy and with the sweater of Chivas. That's amazing. You don't see that anywhere in the world.
How much does this rivalry matter to you and matter to the executives of Liga MX? For instance, when Seattle Sounders won the CONCACAF Champions League, how did that hurt?
A lot. We are committed to win the CONCACAF champions. We're committed to win this kind of games. And the next year we're having an official tournament among 2 leagues. And we want to win, and we want to increase the level of investment in our teams, just the same as MLS.
I wasn't going to bring up the national teams, but the ownership groups within Liga MX decide on the national team, so I think this applies. Are you worried that maybe Liga MX could be falling behind a bit in terms of competitiveness? Because we've already seen the Campeones Cup, where Columbus wins. We've seen the CONCACAF Nations League that the U.S. wins. Copa Oro Gold Cup that the U.S. wins. World Cup qualifiers that Mexico couldn't beat Canada or the U.S. We now are seeing, well, League Cups games, the CONCACAF Champions League. Are you worried in those terms and competitiveness about falling behind?
I am worried, and I'm working because the level of investment of MLS increased 600% in 12 years. We want that kind of investment, because if we don't do that, we will lose in the following 5 years. So the main plan of the Mexican League is to increase the level of investment, and the main plan for both leagues is the Leagues Cup for next year. 77 games, 3 countries, 1 champion in an official tournament from CONCACAF.
You know, Mikel, one of the ways that we measure a league, and we're always measuring Liga MX versus Major League Soccer, is how they export players and where those players go. For a long time, it felt like Liga MX was kind of out of the export business. Then in the last few weeks, all of a sudden, you're selling players everywhere. What happened?
What happens is that we are a buyer's league. We have money in Mexico, and we buy our nationals. And the example of the US is the other way around. They invest in the youth, and they now have 220 players in Europe. We have 35. So another goal of the Leagues Cup next year is to generate a window for our players to Europe. We're going to be broadcasted in 108 countries. That's going to help for our players to go play in Europe. We urgently need that in order to be competitive in the World Cups with our national team.
Mikel, from a neutral's perspective, an outsider perspective, you see what you're doing with Liga MX clubs, following maybe the exportation model that we've seen in Major League Soccer, putting a pause on promotion relegation. A lot of people would say you're copying the Major League Soccer model. Is that so?
No. People have to remember that both leagues are unique. We are very different from each other, and we have restarted relegation. This year we opened relegation, and we have a scheme by means of which we certificate the quality of the teams, but also the financial equilibrium. We have UDG, the Leones Negros, now certified, And if we have 4 certifieds and one of them is champion, we will open automatically.
Will be promoted.
Yeah.
So look, I know that you think both in the short term, but also very long term. 10, 15, 20 years from now, what do you see for Leagues Cup and the relationship between MLS and Liga MX?
I will see a parity between the two countries, but vis-a-vis the world, we will be the first region in terms of leagues and in terms of value.
Okay, there he is, Mikel Arriola, the president of Liga MX. Thanks for coming and joining us here on the set. Great to have you, and I hope we'll have you again soon sometime. Continued success.
Thank you very much for everything, guys.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.